leadership. It's not just a title, but it's about setting an example and really helping others, growing others, setting standards, helping people get where they want to go.
We all hope to spend a lifetime in the media business. Only a few of us will be recognized for the incredible work that we do. Julie Brinks is one of those people who has had an incredible career. She has left an indelible mark on Michigan broadcasting and especially on Wood TV.
Congratulations, Julie. I have been an admirer of yours since we were classmates in the MAB Leadership Foundation Broadcast Leadership Training Program in 2003. You are an accomplished broadcaster, a compassionate leader, a remarkable mom, and a very dear friend.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Congratulations on your retirement. Joe and I are so proud of you. You've shown what it means to really be hardworking and diligent, but most importantly, honest and kind.
With how busy you've worked and taking care of both of us at the exact same time is extremely inspiring.
I'm Doug Keel, and I was lucky enough to recruit Julie to move from Michigan to the Arizona desert when I was president of Journal Communications and CEO of the Journal Broadcast Group. Julie agreed to come to Tucson. She did a fantastic job building a winning culture there. Julie is one of the best leaders I've ever worked with, and she really deserves this award she's getting tonight.
Julie stands out for a number of reasons. She was my boss, yes, but she was also an advocate for Wood TV and employees like me. Julie, I'm honored to have worked for you and with you and wish you all the best in your retirement.
Julie has always been a caring individual for others' careers. She's always been known to be actively engaged in advancing the issues or opportunities to help this industry evolve.
You've mentored not only me, but a lot of other people along the way, and I can honestly say that you've been a true ambassador to our industry.
I just cannot say how much we appreciate Julie and her participation in our community. Congratulations, Julie.
This award is well deserved, my friend, and I can't wait to see what you do in your next chapter.
Julie, congratulations from everybody on Wood TV for a very deserving Lifetime Achievement Award.
Love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
First of all, thank you so much for this amazing recognition. I was so surprised when I got the call from Casey. I was like, what? How is that even possible? But it's just an incredible honor and privilege to be recognized in this way. Secondly, what a special place for me personally to receive this honor here in Traverse City. This is really where I really grew up in my career, starting as a promotion manager at WPBN. In 1982, it was a little bit like Mad Men. Have you ever seen them? We had 75% Bloody Marys at the Elks Club that we could order before the Ed Club speaker started. That was lunch in Traverse City in 1982. And basically 18 years of my initial career was spent here in the Traverse City region, serving these small communities throughout the entire northern Michigan and Upper Peninsula. And it's such an important piece of the fabric of this area to have really outstanding radio and television properties in this region, serving each and every little local community. I'd like to thank the MAB staff, Casey, Rachel, Denise, Annie, Ann, Dan and Sarah. You guys have delivered an excellent conference today for those who were in attendance. It was just exceptional. Also to my fellow members who are honoring me with this award. Coming from your peers, it is a very humbling experience and incredibly appreciated. As well, a very special thank you to Dr. Peter Orlik. It's pretty rare and a pretty special thing for you to have your college broadcast writing professor write your introduction. That's a pretty amazing thing. And also congratulations to Bill Hart, Dr. James and Dr. Connie Smith, Tom, Jeff, Chris, great colleagues, and of course Blake as the young professional. I'm so proud of you, young man. My first experience with the MAB really revolved around career development. sales seminars, the Great Lakes Radio Conference, networking, and then ultimately understanding the critical role our industry has to our local communities. I really can't emphasize enough the importance of this organization and your personal involvement in it. It's an opportunity to understand why we need to advocate for strong local broadcasting and support the work of the MAB Foundation as they work towards building our teams and those coming into our industry for the future. When I learned about this honor, I took a long look at the roster of renowned individuals who have received it in the past. And first of all, I looked and I said, Ernie Harwell, how in the world can I be in the same roster with Ernie Harwell? I grew up listening to him for every Tigers game. But then I realized that there were some people on that roster of Lifetime Achievement Award recipients who had an impact on my own career. And I wanted to share just a little bit of that because it was really something to just kind of step back and realize. In 2002, a gentleman by the name of Les Biederman was recognized. He was the founder of Midwest Broadcasting Company. I'm really glad to see Ross here. Your dad, when I was just 23 years old, I had gone on a trip for the company and was on a flight from Detroit back to Traverse City, and there were very few people on the flight. And Mr. Biederman was in first class, and I was in, end of coach. And he said, Julie Gilbert, I know you. Come up and sit with me. I'm not sure what we talked about, but what was left with me was the kindness and the encouragement and the recognition as a 23-year-old by someone who is a legend in our industry. That means a lot. In 2013, Tom Scanlon was recognized. Tom was a friend. He was an encourager. He was somebody that every time I saw him, he was just giving you positive encouragement. I got a phone call from Tom after I put a television station on the air in Peoria, Illinois, and he said, "Oh, Julie, your station's on the air. It looks fabulous." And I'm like, "What, were you through Peoria and you didn't stop and see me?" And he's like, "No, I wasn't in Peoria, but it's your station. I know it's fabulous." So what an encourager. And he's a Hall of Fame inductee. In 2014, Mario Iacobelli. I worked for Wilson Communications for many years and went through the transition to Mario's ownership. We had a little joke. We called it Manager of the Month. That meant that each month a different manager was being let go in the transition. And ultimately it got down to me and the chief engineer, and we never lost our jobs. And we figured it was because we knew where the wires were. That was the basic premise. But Mario challenged you. And sometimes you can learn just as much and be encouraged just as much when you're told no than yes. And he pushed me. And it was a good thing. In 2016 and 2019, Julie Kane, Bruce and Sue Goldson, I relied on them for insights at NAB conferences and at MAB conferences because I didn't know radio, I knew television. And having that association, that networking was so important to my success when I took over 5 journal radio stations along with my TV stations. It was a blast. In 2018, Michael Walenta, WGTU. Michael and I go way back to Central Michigan University. You had to get a third class or a second class broadcast engineering license at the time. It required a lot of algebra. And Michael tutored me and got me through achieving that second class broadcast license that was required. And then in 2022, what can you say? Carol White. So many years of support, encouragement, friendship, and saying, hey, come on, help us with this. And that was an incredible gift to be a part of all of that. One thing constant in my career has been change. And in case you didn't realize, change is kind of around us pretty heavy right now. It's going to be difficult. But with difficulty and challenge, that's what, to me, makes this industry so interesting. because you really have to think and be passionate and want to make a difference out there. And there is an opportunity forward for many of you in this room and many of the young people in this room to do just that. Technology is going to change. My first technology change was decommissioning the film processing lab at 9 and 10. We were still shooting stories on film. So it will change, but the fundamentals won't. Find a voice in crafting the industry of the future, because the fundamental purpose of local broadcasting is to serve our individual communities in the very best way that we possibly can, and in a way that no other organizations can. Local broadcasting matters. Our communities deserve to have trusted, credible, reliable sources of news, information, and emergency communications when we need it. Storytelling, live coverage of community events, local sports, access to and for political conversations and debate enriches the lives of our communities, and it is critical to our future. As broadcasters, we also have an opportunity to provide a megaphone for our nonprofit and community organizations. Every time your organization, radio or television, becomes involved with a nonprofit in your community, there is a positive impact for our neighbors. Protect that, because we are the ones with the megaphone, not the cable systems, not the satellite systems, not the internet systems, local broadcasters. Make it a priority. We also have a responsibility to instill passion in future broadcasters and provide support for our young professionals so that they can embrace and grow this industry no matter what it looks like in the future, because it will be there. It might just be a different delivery mechanism. Finally, I want to say how much I appreciate all of the love and support of my amazing husband, Tom Brinks, who's been me over quite a journey. And to my two sons, Joe and Paul, it's been a crazy ride. You have endured as young men and turned out incredible. I could not have done it without each of you young men and my lovely husband. As a mentor once shared with me, and I will share with you now, stay humble, work hard, and be kind. Thank you.